Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Belgium Grand Prix live race reaction. Big up to every single one of you who's live and locked in already this evening. Much appreciated. Now, if you are new to our YouTube channel and you enjoy F1 content, why not consider subscribing to this YouTube channel? And please subscribe as well if you enjoy Manchester United content. And please subscribe as well to my Mr. Joshy J Football channel. Link is in the description and pinned on top of the live chat, and in the description of this video is my channel membership. Yes, I have a level 1 and level 2 membership, so if anyone wishes to become a YouTube channel member today, you can find all the information pinned on top and a live chat. And yeah, big up to every single one of you who joins me for my Manchester United live watch along against West Ham, the pre-season game last night. Much appreciated. Now, the FIA, I got to say, are absolute clowns, yeah? You need the wooden swing, FIA, yeah? Wooden swing for you. Because that was an absolute disgrace, yeah? How long you kept them drivers waiting for. Disgraceful, the highest level. Let's get it right. You should be embarrassed. Yes, I know driver safety has to come first, this and that. But, Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen said after the race they could not understand why there was such a delay to the start. I mean, it was ridiculous. It's such a poor showing by the FIA. It really is. And they really need to get their shit together because they are ruining F1, the FIA. I mean, 1 hour and 20-minute delay. That itself deserves the wooden spoon. Seriously. Look, I was out watching a football match, Chippenham, oh, fuck's sake, spotted that. Chippenham Town Legends against Man United and Liverpool Legends, right? I was over at Chippenham Town's ground watching that. So the delay made me watch all the race. So it kind of did me a favour, but at the same time, nowhere near sustainable in the 1 hour and 20-minute delay. I mean, let's get it right here, people, yeah? Let's absolutely get the narrative right. Right. I'm going to say big up to everyone in the live chat. I think Piastri will win the championship. And do you think Driver Championship will go down to the last race of the season? Bash, big up to Dynamite Sword Team. I mean, you need to change your backgrounds for F1. I mean, I don't know what sort of other backgrounds to have really, but I do have my F1 background. See, I got my Ferrari cars in the background, like, still seeing the Ferrari drivers. If I did this, yeah, you can see, like, oh, that's made me smaller, but you can see my background. Mando, I make too many mistakes, Norris. Big up to you, Kai. Good evening, mate. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. Albono's my goat, P6. Yep, and he held off my favourite driver as well, Lewis Hamilton. So fair play to him, yeah. Ollie Behrman, P11 again. I mean, what is it with Ollie Behrman? Keep finishing 11th, man. It's crazy. I mean, the amount of times he's finished 11th, absolutely insane. I just cannot believe it, man. I really cannot. But there you go. It is what it is. Aston Martin, though, biblical stinker and hooks. Let's get it right. What on earth were they thinking? Aston Martin, what a shambolic weekend for them. So poor, man. No pace whatsoever at all this weekend. Poor Yuki, yeah. I mean, I thought he was going to get the points because he had a good qualifying that, but yeah, the race didn't quite go to plan. But he looks happier in that upgraded Red Bull for sure. Charles Leclerc, P3, I mean, absolutely fantastic. I mean, to hold off that Red Bull, absolutely brilliant. I mean, The Red Bull is on paper a bit quicker than what the Ferrari is at the moment, but how Leclerc was able to hold off the Dutchman was unbelievable. So yeah, fair play to Charles Leclerc getting a podium for Ferrari. Of course, as a Ferrari fan, I want us to be winning races, but we're not winning races this season because the car is not good enough, and we're nowhere near McLaren's level. Now, I'm hoping as a Ferrari fan, we're just focused on 2026 and not too bothered about 2025. But I honestly was expecting us to win the constructors this year. After we finished second last year, missed out by 14 points, I thought this would have motivated us to go on and win the constructors this season. But no, it's just, yeah, it's like whether Ferrari are just bombers around this season or not. I don't know. And hopefully they're just more focused on 2026, like I just said. I want 2026 come because Ferrari can get rid of this car. Stroll is crap. He's actually good in these conditions earlier on in the race. I mean, the race started off quite good, didn't it? Look at my driver, Lewis Hamilton, making his way up the field. He's a master in these changeable conditions, but once it turned to a dry race, his progress kind of stalled, didn't it? Which is a shame because I was hoping that he gained a couple more positions, but still starting from 17th to finish 7th, not to be sniffed at all, is it? So that's a good recovery. But, at the same time, Lewis Hamilton should not have been in that position, but he's got himself to blame because that mistake he made in qualifying. So he needs to take accountability for it. Because you know what they say, people, yeah? Accountability is the best ability. Let's get it right here, people, yeah? Let's absolutely get the narrative right. Ferrari are the new Man United. Yeah, more than likely. Lucky. Big up to you, Lucky. So glad England's women team told compose, calm, under pressure, pen after hold on saying this Kelly Lacey Russo. Yeah, I'm so happy the Lioness is one. Lando Norris doesn't have the minerals. I just hope Ferrari beats Mercedes for the Constructors' Championship. What, in 2026? Yeah, let's hope so. Lewis getting a few Q1 and Q2 exits is not good enough. No, it's not, Kai. Not for a second-time world champion. It's nowhere near sustainable. And I will be taking that into consideration when I do my driver ratings and team ratings. So, yeah. But the race itself, I thought it started off okay, but then afterwards it just turned into a real bore fest, didn't it? I mean, let's get it right here. Let's absolutely get it right. I will hold Lewis Bottleland accountable. We made it come home again. This second European Championship. Yep, times 2 champions of Europe. The Lionesses landed it. Absolutely landed the damn minerals, people. I mean, I have to say, like I said, Aston Martin poor this weekend, just nowhere near sustainable by Aston Martin. Accountable FC, ha ha ha. Yep, Manchester United in a nutshell. Yep, you and I hold them accountable, Kai, and so does Adam Partridge and Rotter Stocks as well. We hold Manchester United accountable. It's like if Ferrari get things badly wrong, I hold them accountable because, it's just not the same Ferrari I've fallen in love with in like the early 2000s. I mean, let's get it right. I started becoming a Ferrari fan because of Michael Schumacher, and I've been a fan ever since. So, yeah. Look, Schumacher, you could argue he's a very, 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 very controversial driver, but you cannot ignore his talent, people. Michael Schumacher is simply like the GOAT. What's going on with Science, Mr. Sweet Chili? Oh yeah, Lewis Hamilton as well. He's like a goat. Since 2022, Lewis Hamilton qualifying being poor. I hope 2026 improves its qualifying for Ferrari. Well, next season, down ice sorting, they are going back to flat flooring. So the floors they had in 2017 and 2021. And you saw how well Lewis Hamilton did when they had them floorings. He was really driving at his best. He really was. So I hope he can get back to them levels. Oh, excuse me. What's going on with Science, Mr. Sweet Chili? Yeah, his performances have been nowhere near sustainable recently, Kai. With Science, we can't keep on blaming his strategy. His qualifying results have been up to standard. Yeah, true. Absolutely. 100%. That is spot on, Kai. Talking absolute facts there, mate. Yes, I did, Kai. Yep. Did you just fart? Caught on 4K. Yep. Mr. Joshy J. Political stinker. Antox. I enjoy when come from behind, show desire. We never get up. Absolutely. 100%. Yep, the lionesses never get up. And they never know when they're beaten, the lionesses. And Spain are world champions. Toxic gas. Can you remember that stream I did before and I made you piss yourself laughing because, I didn't fart live on stream and you're laughing your ass off, mate. Well, we both were. What kind of floor for next year for the cars? Basically, it's going to be the ones they had before the aerodynamic flooring. So it's going to be the flat flooring. So we're not going to have the aerodynamic flooring anymore. What makes the cars spark and that, which I'm not too bothered about that because, sparking in the cars is not really important, is it? Because to me, these 2022 regulations, what came in, have made the racing worse, in my personal opinion. They have completely destroyed it. Yes, I remember. Yep. I still have that as a YouTube Shorts. Yeah, that's hilarious. The new regs will show us the most skilled drivers in F1. Yeah, because I guess it was the MG UK, I believe. Some forming a hybrid system. So hopefully that's going to boost the sound of the engines because I would love the engines to be a bit louder. I'm not going to lie, because these V6 turbo hybrids at times can be quite quiet. But I think as the years have gone on, the sound has improved. But 2014, they were absolute horse shites, weren't they? The way they sounded, absolutely awful and horrific at the end of the day. So hopefully, yeah, the engine sounds will improve. I'll certainly back that if it does. What motorsport racing like? Anyone tell me? I like a bit of MotoGP. I like F1. I like IndyCar, American racing. I was just watching that earlier, the Laguna Seca race or Monterey Speedway, whatever they call it now. But yeah, Laguna Seca with the corkscrew, brilliant. With that floor, do you think that will improve Lewis qualifying? Well, I hopefully next year and get him a car to fight for the championship. I want to see. Well, he may have a car to fight for the championship, but will he have the reflexes? Because to me, I think his reflexes are gone. And this is why Lewis Hamilton is struggling these days, which is painful to see. This happened to a 7-time world champion. It really is. But one of my subscribers, who is an F1 fan, Will, has said Hamilton has declined since 2021, Baku 2021. I mean, he might have a point because do you remember Baku 2021 when after the Red Bull, Max retired on the race due to that tyre failure. Lewis Hamilton was alongside Sergio Perez and he went straight on. It's like the car locks the brakes, or Lewis Hamilton pressed the sensor on the steering wheel. And he just went straight on and like literally drops right down to the back. So that's when Will reckons that Hamilton has declined since 2021, which that is an interesting argument. Which, yeah, we're going to have to wait and see on that one, but maybe he has. Yo, do you still remember me? Yes, I do. Big up to you, Game Dango. Game and Go. Big up to you, mate. Good evening. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. How have you been, mate? Hope life is going well for you. And yeah, big up to the show. Welcome, mate. Manchester United, we're back in pre-season action against. I think it's who's our next opponents? Is it Everton or Bournemouth? Yeah, Bournemouth. That's it. Bournemouth is our next opponent. Which again, I will be doing a live watch on to that game. Who do you think will dominate next year with the cars? I think it'd be the Mercedes Works team, mate, because apparently they have the best engine for 2026. So yeah, I can see Mercedes Works team dominating. Which if Max is in there, that's good news for him. If George Russell is still on the team, that's good news for him. But Max and George Russell, they will not be teammates. I reckon George Russell will go to Aston Martin to replace Fernando Alonso because I got a feeling Fernando Alonso may call it a day, maybe in the end of the season or after 2026. But yeah, Fernando Alonso, he's in his 40s. And one thing with Lewis Hamilton, though, he has not taken a break, where Kimi and Alonso, they both took a break, didn't they? Where Lewis Hamilton is just in flat out, he's not taking a break whatsoever. So you have to admire Lewis Hamilton's work rate. You really do. I've been great. Just got a Kawasaki 250cc. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm very well, thank you, Game and Go. Oh, nice motorbike, mate. Who do you think will dominate next year with new cars? Yeah, I've read that one out. But yeah, the race itself, I have to give it a 0 out of 10. I mean, just because the shit show from the FIA. I mean, what the FIA thinking, delaying the race for so long? I mean, nowhere near sustainable, people. I mean, let's get it right here, people. Yeah, let's absolutely get the narrative right. Big up to every single one of you signing on in this evening. Much appreciated. Oh, someone's just messaged me on Messenger. Who's that? Let me think. Is it going to be Hayden Cox? Yes. Hang on. So 2026, sorry, car. I hope they add a bit of black on. Can they get rid of that whiteness? Thing is, and HP as their sponsor, I don't think they will. Mum said I have to go to bed at 12 a.m., so I have to go. Good night, Joshy. I'll watch you next stream. That's fine. That's all good, mate. No worries. No worries. But yeah, thank you for coming on anyway, mate. But yeah, the race, like I said, it started off okay, but then once we went to dry base, it became a bit of a stalemate, didn't it? Oscar Piastri jumped Lando Norris at the start, along Eau Rouge, got a good slipstream, and yeah, overtook Lando Norris. So Lando Norris was complaining that he was low on battery and that, but then later also Oscar Piastri was complaining on battery. They shouldn't, mate. Not with the flat flooring. You know, they're going back to the 2017 and 2021 flooring. So, yeah, they shouldn't bounce or do any porpoising at all. Because can you remember in 2022 when the cars kept at porpoising? I mean, my goodness me. That must have like hurt so many drivers' backs. It's seriously nowhere near sustainable. Look, I like the Spa Grand Prix, okay, but they need to handle it much better when we get wet weather. Seriously, I mean, 1 hour and 20 minutes delay. I mean, that's nowhere near sustainable. Seriously, absolutely unacceptable at the highest level, people. And for that, FIA, you deserve the wooden spoon for that. Seriously, yeah, wooden spoon for you, FIA. Absolute clown show. Big up, Josh, mate. You okay, Josh? I had a good day, mate. Yes, Adam. I went and watched Chippenham Town Legends versus Manchester United and Liverpool Legends over at Chippenham Town. Is a charity match. Over 2,000 people there. I mean, that make Chippenham Town a lot of money. That really will. Over 2,000 fans there, just outstanding. I went to a Legends game. I saw Chris Eagles. Can you remember him? He used to play for Manchester United when Sir Alex Ferguson was manager. I remember Chris Eagles. Mark Wright was there as well, you know, ex-Liverpool player. So yeah, good game of football. Finished 4-1 to Chippenham Town Legends. It seems funny that Man United's legends and Liverpool legends were both on the same team, teaming up with each other. Yeah, making that what you will, but yeah, either way, good game to watch. Have F1 drivers driving the simulator for 2026 F1 cars yet? I heard in Lewis' interview. Ah, maybe. I'm not 100% sure though, mate. Day sorting. Do you think a Man United last night, Josh? Like, yeah, I thought we played okay, Adam. You know, there were some positives and negatives. The positives were we are creating opportunities, and the negatives still very sloppy in possession, and that really worries me. But yeah, it's a good 2-1 win. Let's see what happens against Bournemouth. But I'm not getting carried away, Adam, because I know our football team are shite, mate, still. Let's get it right. Number 9 as well. How many more bloody chances are you going to miss? I'm so happy for England and women's, again, Josh Wright, Gabriel Bortoleto. But to be fair to number 9, I thought he had a decent game with against West Ham, to be honest. Gabriel Bortoleto, yep. And outperformed the Hulkster all weekend. Yeah, it wasn't the best of weekends this weekend, was it, for Nico Hulkenberg? The superstar in, where was it? Silverstone did not quite deliver at Belgium this weekend. They got Mr. Joshy J. Bosh. Big up to you, mob. Gabrielle is 7-6 in quali. Is impressive. Number 9 got to get out of Man United. Not Man United's standards, Josh, mate. No, Adam, he's not, mate. He really isn't. The sooner we offload him, the better. But, like I said, I did give number 9 a bit of credit, though, because he was creating a few opportunities that he should be scoring, seriously. Gabriel is an F3 and F2 champion for a reason. True, Kai, 100%, mate. I agree with you. Kimmy, poor Kimmy. He's having rotten luck recently. I mean, but obviously qualifying was a bit of a mess, and the race as well. I mean, I hope he can return back to form very soon, but yeah, things are not quite happening for Kimmy and Telly at the moment. And it must be frustrating for Bono as well, because obviously for 12 years, he had literally a 7-time world champion to manage. Now, he's trying to manage a rookie like Kimi and Telly. So yeah, you have to feel a bit sorry for Bono, Must be a bit frustrating for him to see how bad this form is from Kimi Antonelli. Like, not all Kimi Antonelli's faults, okay, but he needs to take accountability, for some of the errors he makes. It's a simple as that, because you know what they say, people, accountability is the best ability. And I believe in that saying, people, I really do, because it's very true. And Kimi's 18 and a rookie, he's still good enough for Merck. It's just confidence. Absolutely. Yeah. Obviously, 63 is dominating at the moment from Mercedes. I mean, 63 is literally, just. He's so cocky, isn't he? 63 in F1. I mean, he makes himself sound like he's all it and that's why I'm not a fan of 63 at all. At times, I cannot stand 63. He is so cocky, George Russell. George is unlikable. Yes, he is. Big up to Lionesses, Josh, mate. Bash. Big up to the Lionesses. Get in. The facts he put on the sprint pole shows his talent. Alex is George's best friend. I don't know how he puts up with 63. Yeah, I know. The PR US tour, Josh, mate. Yep. As you see, Adam Partridge. I put that in the title. The PR season tour. Because it's very true, Adam Partridge. It is the PR season tour, mate. Let's get it right. The US tour is full of PR. It's all about the pound note. Let's get it right. Yes, I know it's an opportunity for fans in the US to watch Manchester United, but seriously, the PR around it is an absolute disgrace, yeah? And it needs the wooden spoon. PR is killing football. Let's get it right. But why are you talking about Manchester United on an F1 stream, Mr. Joshy J? Because I can, okay? Even though this is an F1 stream, doesn't mean I have to talk about F1 all the time, I loved it when Alex held up George in Monaco. Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, and then 63 cut the corner, didn't he? Excuse me, because he could not get past. Yeah, poor driving that by 63. That's when I lost a bit of respect for 63. Unacceptable, man. The highest level. And yeah, 63, he talks a good game, but yeah, he's very cocky. That's what I don't like about 63 people. I really don't, 63 is just, yeah, pain in the ass. George wasn't happy with his bestie Al Bono. No, Absolutely not, Kai. He was not happy at all, not one bit. But yeah, that race was, nothing to get excited about that Grand Prix whatsoever. Just this, like, all the time waiting to get off the line and then some controversial decisions. Yeah, just not the best of Grand Prix. George, Alex is driving way too slowly. I'm reckless. Do you like the Lionesses, Josh Ray? I do better than Ingham and Team Josh Ray. I love the Lionesses, mate. They're brilliant. They're just absolutely amazing. But yeah, we move on to Budapest next in F1. Hungarian Grand Prix, which is like a go-kart style track, isn't it? But Lando Norris, he made a few mistakes during the race. He's trying to hunt down Oscar Piastri, but locks up too many times. Oscar Piastri is a comfortable afternoon for him in the end. He won the Grand Prix, and then obviously Lando Norris followed him home in second. 1, 2, 3, Josh. Elite high standards. AL Nasser sent a bid to Manchester United for Anstey. Looks like Saudi Pro League is helping Manchester United. I mean, yeah, but he's another player who I don't feel has a future in the football club at the moment. Alex got to bomb. Yeah, thank you, mate. Yeah. I don't think I saw it in Anthony. Yeah, 100%. Completely agree with you. I seen Mike on, yes, he shall before Josh. Yes, I did as well. I didn't. They got to you, Ronans. But yeah, Leclerc gets on my podium. I'm very happy with that. Very happy, because the Ferrari car's not the best, but he still got on the podium. They go, Yeti, Josh, right? Absolutely. Non-haired Yeti. Yeah. He's brilliant. Absolutely love Yeti. He lands down and rolls. He really does on his level. But yeah, F1 is over to Austria next. So yeah, that's going to be very interesting, isn't it? Sorry, Hungary. Fuck's sake, stinker notes. Give yourself the wooden swing, Joshy. Honestly. Yeah, it's Hungary next, Budapest. And then it shuts down for a few weeks for summer break, doesn't it? So, yeah. But, that's a terrible show by the FIA. Absolute clown show. Seriously. How? What's it doing? Oh, where is it? There it is. Sorry, I was just looking for something on my phone. Couldn't quite find it, but now I found it. But yeah, big up to every single one you using line locks in this evening. I am going to redirect to Yeti's Kane now, so make sure you put Mr. Joshy J Raid. I'll be back throughout the week for Manchester United's content, and I'll be doing my F1 driver ratings and team ratings. So yeah, don't forget, Mr. Joshy J Raid. Make sure you're subscribing to Yeti. And yeah, big up to every single one of you. Bosh.